Welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Duke Nukem 3D, the Megaton edition for the PlayStation 3, available on the PlayStation Network. I don't know what makes this the Megaton edition. I know it looks a little bit smoothed out. That's all I really know. I'm not very good at this. I was better at the PC version. This game's definitely made for a mouse and keyboard. This was actually when we got our first home PC. This is one of the first games I've ever owned. This runs actually smoother than I remember, but you know, it was such a long time ago. I was in middle school when I got this. This and the Xbox 360 versions are actually one of the few decent console ports. Like, it took them that long to come up with a decent console port. This game probably came out late in the our Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Maybe it came out early in the PlayStation's life cycle, but they never really had a good version of this game until recently on the PS3, which came out with this game way later than the Xbox version. But this game runs on like an engine kind of like Doom, but it seems a lot more complex with like its geometry, and you're able to aim upwards and stuff like that. I know they have mods and stuff for Doom now that do all that stuff. I lowered the sensitivity. Hopefully it'll help me play better at this game, but it turns a lot slower than I would like. But when I played it on the original settings, it was pretty tough for me. Like, I felt like I was on ice. So it's nice to have a console version of these things. I like these console versions of the PC games because I really don't like playing games on the PC that much. Although I will say that this game is better suited for a PC, just because of how fast paced you kind of need to be. And there's a lot of control options on this game, especially when you bind your weapons. This game also has a lot of hidden shit, so if I miss stuff, you don't have to tell me. I'm fully aware. This game's a lot more tongue-in-cheek than Doom, and it came out after Doom, so it's technically a bit more complicated in terms of like graphics and interactivity and stuff. Forgot what the controls were. Could have sworn you could have interacted with this stuff. I forgot what the buttons were. Yeah, squares to interact.
I'm looking good.
You'd be surprised. I mean, you can't interact with everything, but there's a lot of stuff you can interact with. There is in Duke Nukem Forever, but I actually think this game has more interactive stuff in it than even Duke Nukem Forever. Although you can't pick up shit out of the toilet like you can in Duke Nukem Forever. A lot of people hate on Duke Nukem Forever. I don't think it's the best game in the world, but I think it's a product of its time, and I think Gearbox was trying to make the game that they were trying to make, whether it held up well or not. Was that like impossible to avoid? Probably, I don't know. Forgive me, I'm trying to learn the controls here. It's weird. Triangle is ducking. Huh. I'm sure you can probably change the control scheme, but I didn't take the time to do that. Shame on me for being so lazy. I have the sensitivity so low, it takes forever for it to turn around. That's not the game's fault, that's my fault because I turned the sensitivity down because it was hard for me to play. In the original PC game, when you got up close to things, it would kind of pixelate. This kind of has a texture filter on it or whatever. Sometimes I think it blurs out the textures a little bit, but you know, it's one of those rose-colored glasses things where you remember stuff differently than what they actually are. I think that's the case, but I actually liked Duke Nukem Forever. I didn't think it was the best game I ever played, but I think it was pretty decent, and I think people were way too hard on it. They were expecting like a brand new state-of-the-art version of Duke Nukem, and they don't understand, I think, or maybe they do and they're just stubborn, that Duke Nukem Forever was basically them trying to make the game that they wanted to make when they were trying to make the sequel, which they were working on when Duke Nukem A Time to Kill on PlayStation 1 was coming out. Because I remember I have a magazine with a advertisement of Duke Nukem A Time to Kill, and they had a little ad for Duke Nukem Forever. It looks completely different. They've changed it and messed around with it so many times. It took forever to come out. I'm sure you guys know all that stuff. Where's the boot button so I can just hit that? I like that he has a digitalized fist. But no, it was a product of its time, and it's fun for what it is. And if it came out directly after this game, I'm sure everybody would think it was the best thing since peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But unfortunately, it came out way after its time and the kind of game that it was supposed to be. I mean, they added some modern stuff in it, but it was obviously had like a dated feel. But that's what they wanted to do. I don't blame them because I would have been curious about the old game. Fortunately, that was a risk on their part. So hopefully maybe one day in the future they'll come out with a new version of the game that's modern and thought out more, and hopefully people will like it. Because I do think the character of Duke Nukem is definitely a product of the 90s. And it definitely shows in Duke Nukem Forever, but it's still a pretty fun game. I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't have any problems with glitches or anything. It's not broken. Like I said, it's not the best game I ever played in my entire life, but definitely played worse games. I just think people are super picky. Everybody expects games that, especially first-person shooters, to play exactly like Call of Duty, and that's just not what that game was supposed to be. It was supposed to be more in line with the sequel to this game, which probably has a ton of secrets, but not a whole hell of a lot of depth to it, but it's still fun. So all these enemies always appear right behind you and start shooting you in the back. I got barely any health now. Eat that rat. That was close. I'm glad I didn't shoot. I keep on pushing the reload button, but I've forgotten these older games you don't have to reload. That was clever that he was shooting like that. Slow death. But yeah, they never really had a good port on the console of Doom. I mean, they had some decent ones, but there was always some sacrifice in all the Doom games. Some were better than others at different things. Some had music, some didn't have music, some had better textures. I don't want that sign up. And then Duke Nukem, I really got screwed. Not only for censorship issues, but for just its frame rate and stuff. The PlayStation like had everything, even had extra levels, but the frame rate was really bad on it, because it really pushed at least the consoles. The PC is really good at doing sprite-based stuff, but the consoles weren't. You would think the Saturn would have a really decent port, because the Saturn was actually really good at manipulating sprites, but from what I hear, it was really hard to program for, so I don't know. So it's strange to get perfect ports of these games in the Xbox 360 and PS3 generations. The Xbox version, like I said earlier, was out a lot longer than this. I don't know if there's differences between these. I think these have some of the extra missions you might have had to pay for if you own the PC version. I haven't played the PC version in ages, so I'm not an expert or good at telling you like what the differences are, but this seems like a really smooth port. I gotta get a yellow card, and I don't even know where to begin. I gotta get a blue card. That's one thing about these older first-person shooters. I hate collecting cards, but I would love to see like a Duke Nukem game where he's like a fish out of water, where he's like older and his techniques and stuff that he used to do doesn't work anymore. One good thing, you can always drink water to slowly regain your health. But I would love to see a game like where he's older and people kind of think he's like all washed up, and maybe he's at a bar telling stories of like his old adventures and stuff, and nobody respects him, and then all of a sudden maybe like an alien attack comes, and then he saves the day, but people still don't get him, and he slowly grows on everybody, and then he learns a thing or two about the modern world and maybe changes a little bit himself and stuff like that. I think that'd be an interesting take. I'd love to see like movies where like the heroes are like older and, you know, they have techniques that work better than the modern techniques, and then some things they do are like really outdated. You just see a mixture of that, and the character kind of grow from his humble roots. Even though I didn't technically think the game was bad, maybe make references to the past game or get picked on about it or something. It would be like, even though I thought the game was like fun or whatnot, but I think it would be in line with the game's type of humor to make fun of itself. So maybe like have people pick on him for his game not doing well or something. I don't know. Gearbox says they're not finished with Duke Nukem. We'll see. I would like to see the character again and have a game that's actually not in like over like a 15-year development cycle or something. There's a hole in the wall, but I don't have anything powerful enough, at least that I'm aware of, that would blow that hole up. I tried. Oh, now I have something powerful enough. Alright. Now what? Was that like a useless secret? So I could just run around in a circle? I haven't played this game in so long, like I don't know where anything is anymore. But I wanted to make a video for you guys, so I guess feel good about that, but I don't know. Apparently in the future, Los Angeles gets even dirtier. Is that just an anarchy sign? Or, well, if I shot it, it would just go through this computer here. And it went through here. Maybe I missed something. You never know. I'm sure it's so interesting to watch me run around in circles. Ooh, the blue card. I think it's blue. I'm colorblind. Red and green colorblind, but if it's purple or something, I might not have picked up on the red. Just to clarify things for you. Where are we going? I'm trapped in the porn store. That might be some people's dream. I don't know. They're really protective over their porn. They got like a revolving solid steel door. Alright, I hear things. This game versus Doom, you have to look up a lot because you have to aim in all directions. I can't collect more health because it's atomic health. But yeah, even though it kind of looks like it's polygons, it's still sprite based, as you can see. That thing's just slowly rotating around as you walk around it. It's just really impressive. I'm surprised there's more Doom mods than Duke Nukem mods, because Duke Nukem, I think, has the better engine. I don't know what the password is. I don't know if there's some hint about this, or you just gotta guess. Anyway, the city's really dangerous, just everything blows up. What a yellow card. I'm pretty sure something's gonna end up attacking me. Or the Ninja Turtles are. This is LA, not New York, so I guess not. We probably have chuds in this city, knowing how everything is. This is my digitalized hand.
Come get some.
He really likes his shotguns. Yeah, you slowly die. By the way, wasn't there a bottle of health down here? Yep, I'll take that. Gosh, you guys just keep on coming. I'm still impressed by the amount of interactivity, like with the sprite-based graphics. I think they're all sprite-based. Maybe the actual level part's polygons. This has got bloody footprints. There's just a lot of details on here. Can't remember if the PlayStation had graphical settings or not, but I know the frame rate on the PlayStation could get piss poorer when there's a lot of stuff going on. But as far as content goes, I think it was the most faithful version graphically and had the most content. You can give her $1. I think she takes her shirt off, but I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. I hope I don't have to interact with her. I don't want to get in trouble. One thing about the Duke Nukem games that I get worried about, that I've been reluctant about recording any of them, is getting in trouble for nudity or something. Even though it's pixelated and looks really crappy, well, it doesn't look crappy. It looks good for its time, but I mean, it doesn't look realistic is what I mean. Crappy was the wrong word. I think there's like a hidden door on one of these things. Maybe there's it was in here. Yeah, give me that. Take that. Sorry, I'm not gonna try to make you do something inappropriate, lady. I just shot at corpses. A little bit giddy on the trigger finger. That's why I never probably should ever be in any kind of military ever. Be too high strung. Strippers don't seem to be fazed by this at all. But I'm gonna stop there. I don't know why I was so sucky that I died. Perhaps it was because I was talking. I don't think I was distracted by the pixelated strippers, but you know, who knows? I doubt it though. One can speculate. But this is Duke Nukem. What was it? Total Meltdown something. It's one of the editions, the only one on PlayStation 3 that isn't Duke Nukem Forever. This is available on, I guess, the Xbox 360. You can play the old PC game, and there's a ton of old console ports, but really, if you want to play a decent version, either play the PS3, Xbox 360, or of course the PC version. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please feel free and click the thumbs up button. Please leave comments, positive or negative. If you choose to leave a negative comment, please make sure the criticism is constructive and you're not being an asshole. Thank you very much on that. And if you're new to this channel and you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I'm sure you already know how to do all that stuff, but I'm putting the idea in your head because I want to be your friend. But yeah, and if you didn't like this video, maybe check out another one so I eventually win over your affection or whatever it takes to get that subscription. But thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much for all your support, and I thank all of you for subscribing. I mean, not subscribing, for supporting the channel in any way that you do. Sorry, I'm stuttering. This is kind of hard for me to talk like this. I know, start a YouTube channel and you're shitty at talking in public, or even to a memory stick that will eventually turn into data that the public can see. Yeah, great idea to start a channel. But I'm working on it, even though I'm, what is it, over 500 videos in, and I'm still having like a stuttering and struggling to think of shit problem. It'll improve eventually. It might be like the year 2030, but I mean, what a ride, right? Hopefully I won't run out of games by then. But thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.